Hello. I hope we are all good. I'm just going to give it a few minutes to get started and hope you all can hear me and see me. Most importantly, I tried to adjust the light, so hopefully it's not too bright. But we're going to give it a few minutes for a few people to hop on. Let me see. I'm going to try to also use my phone so I can check for comments. Let's see. We'll give it a few minutes. All right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Timberley Gray. You may know me from the Women's Clothes Group, aka Blaster Sister for Life. I have been fascia blasting since 2016. I started blasting for pain management, and after receiving the benefits of that, I quickly learned the power of the Fascia Blaster tools, and now I use every single one of them, not only for pain management, but also just for good quality of life, for mobility, so that I can be productive. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis, and so early on in my fascia blasting journey, just holding the blaster was really difficult for me. But as I kept using it and started using a lot of the small tools, I have been able to blast every day effortlessly. So as much as I love all of the fascia blasting tools, my absolute favorite is the face blaster, and now the new OMG blaster. I am a lover of all things small claws, only because those who have a chronic illness or sometimes don't have the best strength days, the smaller claw tools actually really do work better for me, because it doesn't take much strength to hold them. So anyways, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today I'm going to be doing a live face blasting, and I'm going to try to show you this. I have been using the face blaster from the very first time that it was released. I actually had one. It's when the cellulite myth came out, and Ashley did a giveaway, and I actually won the very first face blaster that came out, and I started using it, but I started blasting in 2016. So I'm going to see if I can show you this, so that you could get a good look. Hopefully you could see that. There we go with the light. Okay, so that other one there, that was me in 2000. Oops, let's see, just went away. All right, so that was me in 2016, and then the one over here, that's 2021, and that is how I look now. So I have been using the face blaster tools ever since they came out, and so when I started testing the OMG blaster, I didn't use any of the other products because I wanted to see what the difference the OMG blaster was going to do, different from all the things I already know and love about the fascia blaster. I know that I love the face blaster. I know that I love the deluxe serum. I love the Cryo Packs, but I wanted to see what was the OMG blaster going to do any differently than the face blaster. And so you may have seen I posted this in the women's group earlier. After using the OMG blaster for 30 days, this is the difference it made in my eyes. So you can see just after 30 days, it really opened up my eyes. And so I am going to demonstrate what I did with the OMG blaster to get those results in just 30 days. So let's get started. And I don't see, I can't tell if anybody is on or any comments, so just gonna have to bear with me rambling because right now it looks like I'm talking to myself. So here we go. Typically, if I'm in the shower, I will start with pre-cleansing, and I will use the invigorating tool to do that. So if you have the OMG blaster, you're gonna go ahead and put that in, and I'm going to oil up because I'm not in the shower, so I'm not washing my face, but I do have the face kit, and if I was in the shower, I would be doing the pre-cleanse, and I would use the invigorating tool with the pre-cleanse. And if we're doing our face, we're also going to do our neck. So I'm just going to go ahead and oil up as much as I can. So we're going to start with the invigorating tool. And what I like about using the invigorating tool is that I can do my cheeks because I don't typically blast my cheeks. So I like that I can actually get blood flow to my cheeks without me blasting them and losing volume. So if you have the OMG blaster, let me know in the comments. And if you do, tell me why you like it better, or if you like it better than the face blaster. I personally wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but of course, after seeing my results, you can tell I feel a whole lot about it. I feel a whole lot about it. When you're using your cleanser, so I use the pre-blaster cleanser. I also use the after blaster cleanser that comes in the face kit. So I like to use the invigorating tool with the cleanser. I like to do this to start and also to finish. So this gets it going, and then we're going to come down and do our neck. And for those of you who have seen me blast my face and neck before, y'all already know what's going to happen when I get to this chin. At the beginning of this live, I showed you a picture of what my face looked like when I started in 2016. Because of having rheumatoid arthritis, I was on a lot of steroids, which made me swell. My face swelled. And so blasting had really helped my doc. Because I was doing so good, my doctor started taking me off my steroids, and blasting under my chin really helped me get rid of that double chin. But I will show you that when we get to it. All right, so if you feel like you've invigorated enough, you can go ahead and get ready to switch this out. Now, if you use the cleanser prior and didn't use the oil like I did, then you're going to want to rinse that off and pat dry your face so that you can switch your tool out and use the single claw tool, but then make sure you oil your face to do that. So one thing that I did like about using it outside of the shower is that I could pretty much oil once and stay oiled for the whole time. So we're just going to go ahead and use our single claw tool. And I start at the bottom. You can start wherever you like, but this is just where I start. I kind of like things to be in order, cohesiveness. I really like having the single, I know you can do this with the face blaster and just tilt it, but having the handle and the single claw tool really helps, especially when you're getting over here in the TMJ area and like your ear. So we just go ahead and blast with our single claw. And for me personally, this is really, really sensitive. And I'll just open up. This is very sensitive and hurts. With walking through what I'm walking through, this is a typical problem for me. So blasting this area is key. And typically, normally, I count strokes just to make sure that I blast evenly, but I can't do that while I'm talking, so I won't be doing that today. So I'm coming up here, I'm looking at myself as my mirror, coming up here to my smile lines. My chin. Now with the face blaster, you can actually cover more areas. I'm just going above my lip, and I don't care. You can see the claws are on my lip. I don't care, it doesn't bother me. You can blast my lip. But with the face blaster, you could get more coverage, but I like having this handle. And by having the handle, I just feel like it makes it a little easier. I'm gonna come up here with my nose. Now, this side of my nose used to be crooked. One side was longer than the other. And I reached out to a blaster sister who had a lot of success with blasting her face, and she told me blast this side longer than this side, and eventually it started to straighten out. So let's do that with this single claw. I'll do this here and come up my nose. This is very tender. I don't know if it's tender for you, but it's very tender for me. Come up here, around my eyebrow. And I don't spend too much time with the single claw around my eyebrow because when we get into some of the other tools, I spend more time using that. So, but I will do my temple and come across my forehead. I keep the OMG blaster on a tray in my bathroom, and it has become a habit now to be the last thing I do before I get into bed. So it's been really good maintenance wise. So, and my forehead is crunchy. The other thing I like about having this, the single claw OMG blaster, is that it's a little gentler on the forehead. Since our forehead has thinner skin, it's a little gentler. So, all right, so we're gonna come down and do our neck. Feels really good. And for people that are sensitive or concerned about blasting lymph nodes in their neck or something, this is a very gentle option for you, although I blast with my face blaster and don't have any problems if you just stay gentle with it. But this makes it really easy to do your neck. Every time I think Ashley can't create anything else better, she, you know, proves me wrong and does it. So, okay, so come around the front. I'm trying to watch myself do this as it's my mirror. I'm gonna go under my chin. Now, with the face blaster, I don't know if I could do it with this. I would stick my neck out, so to try to flex the muscle, and then blast. And it's a lot easier to do with the face blaster. But this is how I got rid of my double chin. So you just do that. This other side. Okay, so now that we've used the single claw tool, I'm just going to come up here again. All right, so now that we use the single claw tool, we're going to switch it out. I call these bunny ears. And this is actually my favorite tool of the OMG blaster. So I'm going to go back to this picture and show you again. This is what I believe made the difference of opening up my eyes. So this is a fine line eraser, and so I used it around my lip. I'm just going to go here. And my lips are already plumped. I don't need much plumping, but I don't want a bunch of lines around my lips, so I do it anyway. I go here, come down, come across here. Okay, then come up. You see how that just snugs my nose? So do that here. Not very long. And come back around here. Do this side. Okay. I'm going to come up my nose. Remember, I said I like to do things in order. Come up my nose here. All right, so here's the caker. So I'm going to just go around my eyebrows like this. Now I don't have crow's feet, but I do blast this area to make sure I don't get crow's feet. And I spent a lot of time on my brows because I'm really sensitive here, so I get a lot of tension headaches, and so when I do, this is usually my go-to spot to blast, so I do that. So I'll move over to the other side. So I never blasted in here, I only blasted above my eyebrow. And around here, and then I came down here. Now I don't have my face blaster with me, so I'm just going to put a little more oil. So just pretend this is your face blaster. So with the face blaster, with the claw, like if I place it here, I would go super light, like there would be one claw, because I wanted to make sure I didn't get into the socket, so I would just stay kind of surface. But with the fine line eraser, I can place it now because of the light. I'm gonna try to do this. Maybe you can see it on this side. So I could rest it on my chin and glide here without, I don't have to go into the socket, but it just glides. Let me come a little closer so you can see. So it just glides, and because of the oil, it just glides. So I can do this for a little bit, however long I can handle it. And that's what I would do. I would just glide in here, glide on this side, however long I can handle it. Just let it glide. I'm not forcing it. I'm not pressing hard. I am literally just gliding. Come to the outside. Now, you see how the light, okay, so you see how it just rests on the inside of my nose? Then I come up here and I blast in here. See how much easier this is to do with the fine line eraser? It just fits perfectly. And so that's what I did. I would blast in here, blast around here, blast on the outside and above my eyebrow, coming down and getting the inside as much as I can with this little guy. And this made all the difference in opening up my eyes. So I'm gonna come to this side and do the same thing. When I did my 30-day test, I did not use the deluxe serum and I did not use the Cryo Pack because I wanted to see what the difference the OMG blaster was going to make by just using it by itself. Now that's not everybody, but that's what I did during the test because I wanted to know the difference that it was going to make. So come in here. It's hard to do opposite direction of the camera. So we'll come in here. Okay, now I'm going to do my temples. And again, I'm going to open and close to get in here. I also like to get behind my ear. And sometimes I like to go in the ear, like on the top part, because you have fascia lines that run all up there. So you can do that with this. So I'm going to do this side. Oops. It's the opposite when you're looking in the camera. And I can't see comments, I'm sorry, so I'll have to go back. Let's see if I can get in my ear here. It's so hard to see. I'll go back and look at comments since for some reason I cannot see that. So, all right. So there we go. That's how I use this guy. And now we're gonna switch off to the Nugget. Now I have to tell you, I'm an OG blaster. I've been blasting. I'm gonna do the poke wiggle, wiggle technique here in the areas where I have a lot of tension. I'm an OG blaster, so before there was a face blaster, before there was this little single nugget, I use the original nugget on my face, doing exactly this, and I just use the regular nugget. If I had a tension headache, what I would do is take my nugget and I would crayon here. So I do that with this, and I would crayon along the side, which feels really good, especially when you have a headache. So getting this was awesome because I had already been using a nugget. In fact, I have several. I have one here in my healing room. I have one in my nightstand. I have one downstairs in the family room. And then I have my OMG. And I've got the Mini 2. So it has the nugget on both ends in my shower. So I'm never without a nugget. Okay, so I'm going into this area where I usually get TMJ pain. So I'm doing that here, and I'll kind of just open up and do it on this side. Now I don't nugget my neck too much other than in the back. I will do, not sure you can see here, I will do the poke, wiggle, wiggle. This is also really great for your traps. Just FYI. So I will do that back here. Especially if there's like a tender spot. And I will do a little crayoning too back here because this is my trouble area. I try not to use the nut. It's just my preference. I try not to use the nugget too much in the front of my neck. I don't want to go too deep or anything, so I always err on the side of caution. Something I learned from Julie Cheberg. Always err on the side of caution. So I stay in my lane. All right. So now after you've used the nugget, the last part is the gusha, which is a flusher. And you're going to want to flush the toxins of everything we did as far as blasting. We can start on our forehead and move out towards our temple. We can move towards our temple here. Here. Go down here. This actually feels really good. Oops. It feels really good on your other parts of your body too. So you don't just have to use it for your face. Like I said, I used the nugget, the original nugget on my face before we had these tools. So you can intertwine these anywhere. So anyways, okay, now that I look a hot mess. If I was in the shower, I would be switching this out, putting on the invigorating tool, and using my After Blaster cleanser. I would use my After Blaster cleanser and revigorate my face, cleaning it, getting all the oil off. So if you are doing that, make sure you do that. So I am just going to go ahead and put all this, rub all this oil in, because it has those, go up, those fat burning properties in it. I'll use all the fat burning I can get. Okay, so when you're all done with that, you are going to want to use your Cryo Pack. Now I have all of them, but I think the most effective is the full face Cryo Pack. and mine was sitting in the freezer. And so I would use, this is a piece of parchment paper that I draw out so I can use a clean one every time. That way I can put it on and it's not freezing on my skin. And then, oops, here we go. Okay. And then you just put that on and keep it on for, 5 minutes if you're new. If you can handle it up to 10 minutes, I just leave it on until I don't feel the cold anymore, and then I take it off. But you're also going to want to use the Cryo Pack on your neck. And so this one is the lower back and ab, and I like it because it just works really good. And then you can turn it around and do it the other way as well. So you're going to want to use the Cryo Pack. Now for your face, when you're all done, the final step for me is to apply Ashley's Deluxe Serum. And I actually have no shame of not wearing any makeup since using the Deluxe Serum. So if you don't have it, you need to get it. But this is actually my last step. So when you're done with that, then you're going to put this on. I'm not putting it on now because I put it on usually also at nighttime, and so it's close to bedtime for me, so I'll be putting it on a little later. But anyway, so you're going to want to make sure that you do that. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that you learned a few of my tips. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Living Our Priorities, where my husband and I share our faith as well as our health journey. My husband has Parkinson's. I have fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis. We share our health journey, and we share how FasciaBlasting has given us our life back. So you can follow us on Instagram. I will go through the comments and respond to any questions since I wasn't able to see them. So God bless you, and I hope this was helpful.